that was worse than horrible. Because all these people, for me, first of all, working in a group was something totally new. Because my background is kind of back home. When you study at school or in the university, you're supposed to do it yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You have to get the best grade, perform best, and don't mind about the rest. Well, there's totally this approach of group work is totally not there. And then I come here, SE&M, yeah, and they force us, they just mix us and force us to work with people who have a totally different way of looking at things, which is not like my way of looking at things. That's outrageous, I thought at first. So I was really frustrated. Like, I thought like, okay, we're all gonna fail because of that guy. I'm so perfect, and that guy, yeah, I don't have words for it. Apparently everybody was thinking exactly the same thing. But, yeah, and sometimes I was that guy, the moron or something. So, and guess what? Real life is exactly the same. In real life, there's always that guy. Well, you're supposed to work in teams, and while here you can choose your team, well, really easy. You can shift teams. Okay, if you're in the middle of a project, that might not be the best idea. But at work, you don't always have that freedom to choose your team. So you just end up in that team, and you just have to do the best you can. You can't ignore him or her, because, well, that's not going to work. You have to work together. So you have to learn how to cope with that. You have to go through the frustration of maybe failing even a project here, but that will be a really valuable lesson for you. I think I'm really thankful to this program, because it taught me how to do this. Because if I would end up in the industry the way I was before, like impatient with people, I'd be screwed. I'd be fired with this. So yeah, working with people that you don't know and that think differently, it's extremely important. Yeah, editors, databases, tools. Okay, so how many here are from the first year? All right, second year? Okay, third year? Cool. So, all right, in the first year you start with Java, right? So, what's your favorite editor? Eclipse. Did I hear something else? What?
Notepad.
Notepad. Ooh, yes. Use text-based. Cool. When I studied, we had a kind of a format war, between NetBeans and Eclipse, and I don't know. I just eventually dropped both. Challenged that as well. When I went through the university, I thought, okay, NetBeans was the shit. A friend of mine, he was the Sun Student Ambassador, I think it was called. So Sun Microsystems, that doesn't exist anymore, more or less. They were promoting their technology, their stuff, and so on. So they were promoting NetBeans because it belonged to them. So I thought, yeah, NetBeans is the thing. It's the best editor. Well, again, challenge that. That's not true. Try out something else. When I started working as a developer to Klarna, there's this like really smart guy called Tobbe. He's I don't know, 40 something, and you just know that whatever he says, it is that. It's hard to argue with that, because most probably he'll end up right. So he saw that one time and said, no, this is, forget about this. So yeah, so I started using Emacs. It was tough. But yeah, databases. I remember we had a project in the first year. We used some, I think it was an IBM solution or something, a database, and I thought, okay, yeah, SQL. So this is the way to be, and maybe at that time the no SQL movement, as you'd call it now, was not as developed, and there were not that many choices. But apparently there are so many other solutions that you just don't know about it. So it's really important to explore explore new things, explore other technologies, because otherwise you get stuck using the same thing. If you do a blog or your website or something, well, try and use something you've never used before, because that will help you. Because, well, you'll know that there's something different in this world. Right. Oh, here's kind of the good one. Now, this might not be relevant because Helena just told me that the students of the second year now have a totally different approach to Erlang now. Because when I was studying, I was one of the few that liked it. The rest was like, nah, this is crap. And as far as I understand, Helena told me that now there's so much happening about Erlang here. Like even this poster, it's amazing. Somebody put it here. And Joe was here, and there's so much happening. That's amazing, because when I studied, well, my colleagues didn't like it. They said, why? It's a mistake. Why are we investing our time in this? I did C# for 5 years. Works good. I mean, the industry uses it. All the companies use it. Or like Java. Java rules the world. I mean, that's the thing. I don't... Erlang? What? It's like C# or Java is the thing. I mean, everybody uses it, right? Yeah, and you get a job with that. Erlang? What? Okay, how many companies are there? 2 or 3 that use Erlang? What? Oh yeah, right. Francesco's company and somebody else, right? It's totally irrelevant. We shouldn't do that. And yeah, something like that, just straightforward. Hey, it's all crap. Like Java is the king. Yeah, and I can do this project in 1 hour if I do it in my thing that I can do best. If I have worked with C# for the last 5 years, I'll do that in 1 hour. And I'm like, it takes a long time. No, I don't want to do this. It challenges me. Yeah, it hurts my brain. So yeah, I don't want to work with Ericsson. Like, I guess it's only used in Ericsson, right? So well, apparently it's not. Yeah, so since so many of you are here from the first year, so I'll just briefly go through what is this thing called Erlang. But really, like I said, it feels so much relevant now because the students of the second year really embraced this now. Okay, so the language. It's a functional language, has some things that are really special about it. Is that it's single assignment and it's dynamically typed, no static types. It's concurrent, that's the thing, and that's what makes it especially cool right now, because everything is about scalability. If whatever idea or solution or technology you have, if it doesn't scale, it's like it's not there. I mean, if you hear, well, tech talks or if you start your own company and you hear investors like, does it scale? If it doesn't scale, it's nah. Don't waste your time. It has to scale, and Erlang is good with that because it scales because of being concurrent. It's easy to use that, and distributed. That's another buzzword right now. Yeah, told you about this one, and about this one, and about this one. Dynamically type, concurrent, distributed. Message passing. That's there's no shared memory. That's what makes it really lightweight. So you have a bunch of processes, and instead of having anything shared between them, just pass messages between them. And I can tell you about a really funny case now. We're doing an integration work. There's a solution to generate. Because Klarna, I'll tell you later about this, they send out tons of invoices daily. It's like hundreds of thousands. And they're all PDFs, so you have to generate that. And, well, they entered into a deal with the company that produces that. They shipped a software that generates PDFs. So, and there's a Apache Tomcat server that gets their